Hi, my name is Theresa Sanford.
And I'm Najee Muhammad.
There are varying views on the subject of Ebonics. In particular, is it a language? And if it is, how should it be incorporated into any portion of the curriculum of the United States educational systems? For many, the debate has to do with both the validity of the language and how the language causes African Americans to become more segregated from society as a whole. In order to understand the debate, let's first get an understanding of where the language originates and how it is used. Then we will discuss how incorporating elements of Ebonics into curriculums might assist African American students with their studies and ultimately economically. The most recognized authority on Ebonics is John R. Rickford. John Rickford is a professor of linguistics at Stanford University. He is the author of Suite for Ebony and Phonics, which is published by Discover Magazine. Rickford holds a PhD in linguistics from the University of Pennsylvania. Rickford provides three perspectives on the origins of Ebonics. The most accepted is the Afrocentric or ethno-linguistic view. When he speaks of the Afrocentric or ethno-linguistic view, he presents Ebonics as having African influences from the region of West Africa, with patterns similar to those in the Niger-Congo languages. He explained that Ebonics' deletion of the linking verb be in certain African languages affected how Africans understood, translated, and ultimately spoke English when they arrived as slaves. What is most intriguing about Rickford's analysis is that the language has been accepted by the Linguistic Society of America. The Linguistic Society of America approved a resolution in 1997 that states Ebonics is, quote, systematic and rule-governed like all natural speech varieties. Ebonics has its own tense. For example, he runnin' is the present progressive tense for the standard English form of he is running. He be runnin' is the present habitual progressive for the standard English he is usually running. He be steady runnin' is the present intensive habitual progressive for he is usually running in an intensive and sustained manner. He been running is the present perfect progressive for he has been running. He been running is the perfect present progressive with remote inception for he has been running for a long time and still is. There are more rules to Ebonics grammar, but this basic understanding can assist educators in teaching African American students. Including Ebonics while teaching standard English throughout K through 12 will help students on standardized testing, college applications, college coursework, and eventually in the workplace. Let's look at an example. Let's translate a song that was sung by Khalees. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, I'm better than yours. Damn right I'm better than yours. I'd teach you, but I'd have to charge. This is Ebonics, but let's take that and make it an SAT essay. Standard English would say, my frozen dairy treat brings all the male gender to the grassy area in the front of my residence. They say it is superior to yours. Yes, they are correct. It is far superior to yours. I could pass along this knowledge, but there would be a fee. Now, why does this stem far beyond education? Well, without looking back at the translations that I gave you, translate this statement for me. She been running. Now, is she still running or not? She been married. Is she still married or not? When Rickford asked this question of 25 white and 25 black men and women from varying parts of the United States, 92% of blacks and only 32% of whites got it right. The answer is She is married and still is. According to Michael King, an author of Ebonics Slang No Substitute for Standard English, these students learn through Ebonics. They have not been taught that without standard English, their employment opportunities after high school are minimal, leading to chronic unemployment and potentially a life of crime. As a result, not many are doing well on their standardized tests, and those who do make it to college spend their freshman year in remedial classes, trying to learn skills and knowledge in this manner that they should have learned when they were in middle school and high school. Now, if we take a look at the 2007 U.S. Census Bureau's Statement for Earnings, we'll see that children who only get a high school diploma versus a bachelor's or master's degree earn far less. We can simply give them a few instructions incorporated into their English learning that would allow them to escape poverty. In conclusion, a poll done by the Oakland, California United School District demonstrated that of the 51,706 students, 53% were African American. 71% of those that were enrolled were in special education courses. 37% of the students enrolled were in gifted and talented programs were African American. 80% of all those that were suspended were African American, and the average GPA is a 1.8. As a result, the Oakland, California United School District adopted a program similar to what was tested at Aurora University. Rickford explains that at Aurora University, just outside Chicago, African American inner city students were taught using a contrastive analysis approach by which they had standard English and Ebonics features in a systematic, contrasted through explicit instruction and drill. So in other words, taking standard English along with Ebonics, mixing the two together in a drill form to help them understand. What they found was a 59% reduction in the students' use of Ebonics features. Those who did not had an 8.5% increase. So I ask, is it worth it to America as a whole to have Ebonics for all students mixed with English in order to accomplish the goal of making a stronger academic environment as well as a stronger economically viable society?
As a business owner, I know you've probably encountered individuals coming into your office for interviews. How did you relate to those that spoke Ebonics? How did you react to a situation, when you were put in situations like that?
I will admit that when I had clients or potential employees who came in particular potential employees who came in who spoke Ebonics, it was easy for me to communicate because I understand Ebonics. At the same time, I knew that my clientele would not. So I had to make a quality decision for my company, not so much for the person, but for the company that said, while I like you as a person, if I hire you, I'm probably not going to get the clients that I want to get. And my clients were high-end clientele. They would not have expected me to be able to speak Ebonics. They would not have expected me to hire anyone who spoke Ebonics. And it would have certainly affected my bottom line. So I did not hire people who spoke Ebonics for in the office. But whenever we did things that were contractual, so hourly work on events and so forth, where they didn't have to have a lot of interaction with the client, then I certainly would hire them for that. Unfortunately, that pays less than when you're working in my office. So, any other questions?
No.
Thank you.